Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have been watching the beautiful, messy, and dramatic lives of the folks in Port Charles for more years than I can even count. And heavens to Betsy, the news that just came out about Jack Brennan has me reaching for my tissues already. You know, over these past few weeks in July, we all watched with such warm hearts as Brennan and our dear Nina Reeves started getting closer and closer. They were spending so much time strategizing together, and he really became her trusted confidant in a world where she has felt so incredibly alone. It was like watching a beautiful, delicate flower bloom after a long, harsh winter. Seeing Nina finally find someone who seemed to truly understand her, someone who could offer her a strong, steady shoulder to lean on after all the heartbreak she has endured, was just a joy. I was just telling my neighbor over the fence the other day how lovely it is to see a mature, grounded romance brewing on our screens instead of the usual chaotic flings. Nina is a woman who loves with absolutely everything she has, bless her heart. She has been through the ringer so many times, from her complicated past to her painful splits, and she constantly searches for that one person who will just choose her first. When Brennan stepped into her orbit, it felt like a breath of fresh air for her weary soul. He is tough as nails on the outside, being this big, important, and sometimes intimidating WSB chief, but with Nina, he showed a much softer, more protective side. We all saw them inching toward a real, genuine romance, exchanging those meaningful looks and sharing quiet moments of trust. It made my heart so incredibly happy to think that maybe, just maybe, Nina was finally going to get a happy ending with a man who truly valued her worth. But hold on to your hats, ladies, because it seems the writers have a completely different and frankly devastating plan in store for our new favorite couple as we move into the crisp fall season. The word on the street, and it is spreading like wildfire through all the gossip circles, is that Chris McKenna, the wonderfully talented and handsome actor who brings Jack Brennan to life, is going to be leaving the show. When I first heard this rumor, I just could not believe my ears. I thought to myself, surely they would not take him away just as things are getting so incredibly good for Nina. But the spoilers are strong, and it looks like Brennan is going to be written out of the story permanently, and he is not just quietly packing his bags and moving away to another town to retire. Oh no. The whispers say that our dear Brennan is going to be killed off. Lord have mercy, I can hardly stand the thought of it. It feels like such a cruel twist of fate for a character who had so much potential to bring stability and love to Port Charles. Now, how on earth is a man as powerful, smart, and highly trained as the WSB chief going to meet his untimely end? Well, it all seems to tie back to that awful, wicked villain, Jens Sidwell. We all know Sidwell is currently sitting in police custody, and thank goodness for that small miracle. But you and I both know how things go in our beloved soap operas. The bad guys never ever stay locked up for long. The spoilers are strongly hinting that Sidwell is going to make a grand, terrifying escape, likely right around the time of his trial this fall. When a man like that gets loose, full of rage and a thirst for vengeance, no one in town is safe. It just sends shivers right down my spine thinking about the absolute chaos and destruction he is going to cause once he is free to roam the streets again. I want to take you back to a very specific, quiet moment that happened just the other day. On Thursday, August the 6th, Brennan had a serious sit-down conversation with our beloved Mayor Laura Collins. Now, it is not every day you see those two sharing a scene together, so right away my ears perked up and I paid close attention. It felt a little random at first, just two powerful people having a chat, but in the intricate world of Port Charles, nothing is ever truly random. Laura, being the sharp, protective, and deeply caring leader she is, asked Brennan point blank why the WSB had not taken Sidwell completely out of town. She was worried about the safety of her citizens, and rightfully so, considering the kind of monster they are dealing with. Brennan looked her right in the eye with that calm and steady demeanor of his and explained the situation. He noted that because of all the recent embarrassing scandals rocking the WSB, the higher-ups in the organization decided it was best to step back and let the local authorities handle this particular villain. But then he said something that I just cannot get out of my head, something that echoes in my mind. He told Laura that if she ever needed him, he would step right in to help, no questions asked. It was such a noble, honorable thing to say, clear as a bell. Looking back on it now, that promise feels like a heavy, dark cloud of foreshadowing hanging right over his handsome head. He basically signed his own tragic fate right then and there, vowing to step directly into the line of fire if danger ever came knocking on their door. And danger is absolutely going to knock, loud and clear. Sidwell has a massive bone to pick with the mayor, and he is certainly not the type of man to just forgive and forget a grudge. But Laura is not the only one who needs to be looking over her shoulder when he gets out. Think about sweet, gentle Willow Kane. She and Sidwell actually worked closely together at one point, tying her directly to his dark past. Willow already has so much heavy weight on her plate right now. She is fighting tooth and nail with the fierce Tracy Quartermain over her new seat on the hospital board, and she is dealing with all the intense anxiety surrounding Drew's slow recovery. The poor girl is stretched so thin, she absolutely does not need a dangerous, escaped criminal coming after her. But if Sidwell breaks out, she is going to be right in his terrifying crosshairs. This is exactly where the story gets so incredibly emotional and personal for me. Because if Willow is in danger, you better believe her mother, Nina, is going to be absolutely beside herself with frantic worry. Nina loves her daughter fiercely, with the protective instincts of a mother bear, and she would do anything to keep her safe from harm. And who is Nina going to turn to when she is terrified and feeling helpless? Her trusted confidant, the man who has become her rock, Jack Brennan. Brennan has grown so incredibly close to Nina, and I just know in my heart of hearts that he would never, ever let anything bad happen to her or her family. He is going to see the absolute terror in Nina's eyes, and he is going to make it his personal, unwavering mission to track down Jen Sidwell and stop him once and for all. I can just picture the intense, dramatic scenes now, plain as day. It is going to be an all-hands-on-deck situation with the Port Charles Police Department scrambling to regain control. Brennan will likely be working side by side with Anna Devane to locate the fugitive. But as we know, poor Anna is secretly suffering from those vivid, agonizing hallucinations of Peter August, spiraling down a very dark and destructive path of her own. With Anna distracted and struggling with her mental burdens, Brennan is going to have to take the lead. He will be scouring the town, desperate and driven, pushing himself to the absolute physical and mental limit to find Sidwell before he can lay a finger on Laura, Willow, or his beloved Nina. He is not just doing it out of professional duty anymore. His deep, blossoming feelings for Nina are going to fuel his every move. It is not hard at all to envision a terrifying, high-stakes showdown between Brennan and Sidwell. I imagine it happening in some dark, abandoned warehouse by the docks, or perhaps in the dead of night with the rain pouring down. Brennan is going to confront that monster head-on, fighting with every single ounce of strength and training he possesses. He will be fighting to keep his solemn promise to Laura, and most importantly, fighting to ensure Nina never has to shed another tear over losing someone she loves. But tragically, heartbreakingly, it seems the villain is going to gain the upper hand in this fatal struggle. The thought of Brennan falling, of him taking his last painful breath while trying to do the right and noble thing, just breaks my heart into a million little pieces. Oh, the tears are going to flow freely in living rooms all across the country, my friends. Can you even begin to imagine the absolute soul-crushing devastation Nina's going to feel when she gets the news? Just when she finally opened her guarded heart again, just when she found a strong, capable man who respected her and wanted to stand proudly by her side, he is going to be ripped away from her in the most violent, unfair way possible. Knowing Nina, she is going to blame herself for his death. She will torture herself with the thought that if he had not cared for her and Willow so deeply, he might not have pushed so hard and recklessly to catch Sidwell. It is going to be a long, incredibly dark road of grief for our dear Nina, and I just pray she has the inner strength to get through this nightmare without losing her spirit completely. As we head into these crisp, beautiful fall months, I am telling you right now to go ahead and stock up on those boxes of tissues. We are in for a very bumpy, highly emotional ride that is going to test the hearts and souls of all our favorite characters. It is never, ever easy to say a final goodbye to a beloved character, especially one who is making the ultimate selfless sacrifice for the people he loves. But I suppose that is the true beauty and the profound tragedy of the soap opera stories we share, isn't it? They remind us of the enduring power of love, the heavy weight of a kept promise, and the incredible, breathtaking courage it takes to truly be a hero. I will be right here on my couch, watching every single moment unfold, crying right along with all of you, as we bid a heroic, tearful farewell to Jack Brennan.